Welcome to Acuracy Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony Fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so moderate language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you're easily offended, do not watch. If not, feel free for joining us for this week's show. This is episode 30 for December 5th, 2014. This week, we are going to show style ponies. That's right, this show show will be about showing style that styles the show. So stay a while and watch this week's show. My name is Mummified Thunderbirds, and I'm the host and show manager. I am joined by
Commander Sparkle, Assistant Project Manager.
The marvelous, mighty Metty Bobo. I'm in charge of gathering letters from the fans and replying to them.
And I'm the amazingly smooth-voiced Smooth Sailing. And I am in charge of gathering the audio and making sure it comes out right when we send it out to you through the airwaves.
Metty, this was your idea, what the fuck?
You're the one who went with it.
Fan art this week, I guess, right? Yeah, that's the thing we do here.
I guess we got some fan art, just a little bit. I mean, me and Mummified got some nice Christmas pieces.
Oh, we're quite adorable. I mean, manly.
They're like, aha! He admits it!
I said adorable.
This just in.
Not the dreaded C word.
Oh, we also finally got the final piece of the pun Acuracy Sucks group.
How?
Smooth the smooth sailing criminal.
Oh my God.
I get it. So, I love how you're a goose. Or, I guess, a swan or something. I don't know.
A herring.
A herring! Wait, a herring's a fish.
It's in the title! It's in the title, Mummified!
I am missing out on some details, but I thought a herring was a fish.
Like sight.
I thought herring was a fish.
I'm apparently not enjoying sharing a milkshake with one of our fans.
By the
Apparently,
Hey.
Meddy is a grumpy guy.
Shout out to Joey Darkmeat.
Well, you are, but it's also
Shut
because
up.
you're sharing. You don't like sharing.
Nope.
We also got some new Sandtomb pieces.
Yeah.
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 I don't exactly understand what's going on in them, but okay.
And Soren was in the first one before the episode aired.
Yeah.
I think that our expressions are all fucking adorable. I love my just sort of like, got my cheek just being like, just in the pony one, just like, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Why am I wearing a bow tie?
I don't know.
Because I got a hold of you.
And in the human ones, I'm like,
Well,
boy.
both of you are pretty devious looking.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Also, Soren got some other fan art. Faster than 2 lightning bolts.
Got it faster than 2 lightnings. If only Soren were alive and with us still. Oh yeah, welcome back to being alive, Commander. I mean, whatever.
Oh yeah, also Smooth, you also got another new piece of fan art. Hugs.
Hi! Hey, Wobbly!
I'm sure there's a purple and blue OC in there somewhere, but the OC that is not Smooth, Crafty Paintbrush, so much better and so much cuter, and I'm just like,
We also had a nice gang piece of everyone laughing at Smooth imitating Mummified.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, who am I?
I love Smooth's like expression. He's like,
Welcome to Acuracy Sucks, the weekly podcast where we're dumb, stupid, and
Mummified.
And apparently, Touch Magic Grumpy Grump Pants.
Guys, really? So, that's it for fan art this week. Then we are going to move on to the actual episode. Let's see, where did I put that die of fate? I have it around here somewhere.
I didn't lose it again.
I swear to God, I have it. It's somewhere. It's here. Somewhere.
Acuracy Sucks. Professionals.
I just have a lot of shit on my desk, okay?
Oh, Mummified.
Fuck it. I'm doing a D8.
No.
It is clean.
And you should totally get a couch.
I already have a couch. What are you talking about?
Those are pretty ballin'.
Look, I have a couch. It's right there. rolled an 8! So that means it's Smooth's turn.
Dude, how did you roll an 8 on a d4?
I couldn't find the D4, so I got the D8. Let me explain the things real quick. Okay, so in this episode, we mentioned the fact that we're doing show style in this week's show. So this week, we're not necessarily going to be doing a good and bad OCs. We're actually going to be looking at two OCs that we like for each person. But they're going to be separated into a could be in show and could not be in show style. So it won't necessarily be the worst or best in this episode. It'll just be show, no show. So we're probably gonna put a thing up at the top instead of saying just good OCs. We're just gonna be like could be in show, and then when you come and watch part 2, you'll be like, oh, they're gonna do bad. It'll be like, nope, we're not gonna do bad. We're gonna be couldn't be in show, but that doesn't mean they're bad.
Good part 2.
It's gonna be one big old good part 2.
Anyway, since it rolled an 8, that means me. This is Razzmatazz.
Yay!
The last one that has been submitted by Astrakhan, formerly Cosmic Boron, Rest in Peace.
I like this one.
Unfortunately, there's not much information about her. She likes smoothies, and she likes summertime. That's about it.
That's adorable.
That's about it. And guess what? That's more information that a lot of freaking characters in MLP have.
We'll play.
Actually, no, that's more like a blind bag figure card.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the amount of information.
Yeah. So
and
that's
guess what? A lot of those are based off of ponies, at least kind of in the show.
Yeah.
They're background ponies, and some of them don't. But that's a character.
That is.
And since there's not much else to say about personality or backstory, because they're practically non-existent, Color Palette's freaking gorgeous. Also, she's freaking cute. I mean, look at that cuteness.
It is. It does kind of look like a color palette that could be used in the show.
Oh yeah. The only color that's... There are two things that are skeptical about it. The red in her mane is a little skeptical, and the yellows in tandem for her cutie mark, and it's just like...
Yeah, the cutie mark I find to be like just borderline. Like...
Yeah.
It's just on the edge of being a little bit too complex to be something you'd see in the show, but I feel like it is pretty close.
Also about the cutie mark, I'd say the yellows are too close together. However, I'm going to say freaking the fact that the lighter colors of the cutie mark are also used for the mane and tail colors, genius. I mean, with this many colors, you kind of gotta recycle everything you can, and that's probably the best way, especially since those two are together in the cutie mark, and they're together in the mane and tail, and freaking... is that lemon and... What do you guys think that other thing in the cutie mark is? Obviously the yellow one is lemon. What's the other one?
Raspberries?
Raspberries.
Oh.
It's raspberries.
Yeah, they're raspberries, dude.
Okay. Sorry.
Abstract as fuck.
I don't know what raspberries look like.
Well, you see, they're like berries, but they have a lot more raz to them.
Cool. Anyway.
Cool, I don't care. Ha ha ha!
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So basically, she's based off the Razzmatazz smoothie flavor, which is now I know as lemon and raspberry. And the show does stuff like that very often, where they just reference like little tiny things or flavors or things along those lines with color palettes and things like that. So it's just logical that this character would be show style kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
I have been waiting for you to bring on this OC for a long time. Because she's really cute. And I've been like, God, I want to bring this OC, but I wanted you to bring this OC on.
Yeah, I promised myself I would. So I did.
I'm glad you did, finally.
The only reason I hadn't done it before was like, but she has so little information. How could I possibly do her justice? Show style.
Bam.
That's perfect.
Ideas.
So yeah, I could see this pony easily, and since her color palette is very warm, she would also work very well in summertime shots.
Boom.
I mean,
Fucking
obviously, if she were a reoccurring background pony or pony of any kind, I suppose, she would, also appear in all of the winter episodes and stuff like that, because I don't think the show goes off as strict these ponies in this scene because they look better. I could believe that Razzmatazz would fit well in a lot of scenes, and she could probably work off a lot of other ponies' color palettes, not cutie marks.
She can work off all their cutie marks.
Color palettes very well.
Yes. Can I just say that those green eyes are, like, perfect.
They are quite lovely.
Like the way that the green and the pink of the coat, like, mix together, like, it's just... I literally, I cannot, like, those fit perfectly.
So freaking good.
Like, I don't even have words for that. Really like this OC.
I don't know what else to say. She's freaking cute. I like her a lot. Could easily work in the show. Freaking...
That's lovely, Smooth. But I think we should probably get moving on to the next OC.
Aww. Fine.
Look at that smile! Ah!
She's so cute!
Moving on to the next pony. That rolls a 2, so that means it's my turn. So I brought in, for show style, field marks. I wasn't actually able to find any information on field marks, but I believe that her color scheme and design would fit very well with the styling and show feel for characters.
Go on.
I find that the whole color scheme works very well. The dual color in the mane is a trait that you find a lot in a lot of different OCs, and the coloring necessarily in the cutie mark match goes along well with the eyes, as along with just the overall style. And I believe that it could fit in an episode, maybe even a background character, just walking the distance or tending to an apple farm, or something along those lines that background characters tend to do. It not necessarily a character that is specific to the plot, but maybe at a fair or market day or something, you could probably see this character just walking around town. It doesn't have to be like, a plot character, you know what I mean? It's just a background character.
I really love her color palette. But...
Yes?
That's not a color palette any pony in the show would ever have. She's way too desaturated for candy-colored horses, the show.
There's been brown ponies in the show.
Yeah, but they weren't so desaturated. It's not the color, it's the amount of saturation. And there's not very much here.
Yeah, I can agree with that. However, in Momofide's defense for this, not colors, but I think the design of this character would fit pretty well in the show, like with the simplicity of the mane and tail, and like the way they did the two-tone. I think it's it's nice, and that kind of part I feel could be in a character in the show. So,
brown ponies are still fun.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the color palette isn't something that would be in the show. I'm not contesting good. I'm contesting our actual category this week. Show accuracy.
I think that the character has if they did tweak those saturation levels, it would fit in the show with with that a lot better. However, I'm just saying.
Overall, about her color palette, it is really good, unfortunately, at show style, but the colors do work together incredibly well, and the blue in her eyes does pop out against all of it really well. I would say this is a very good blue and brown, though the brown is incredibly close to gray at points, which gray and blue I am a giant fan of, so... Yeah,
Biased? Jeez.
Oh man, it's not like biases are a thing that ever happen. No.
No, get out of here.
But yeah.
Well, that's fine. Thank you, Mummified, for bringing that OC in. I think it's time to move on, though.
Okay. Let's roll the die of fate, or die of justice, to see who goes next. That rolled a 6, so that means it's time for Medi Bubble.
This is Frosty Sweet, and they don't really have much of a backstory, which is a little bit lacking since you
Apparently that's a fucking the semi-theme so far.
Yeah. Semi-themes.
Get out of here.
I mean, to be in the show, I guess you can't really have much.
I mean...
And she looks lovely, and I like her color scheme. It kind of looks like Rose Luck. Yes.
That Rose Luck.
Yeah.
Which means her color palette would, for the most part, be in the show logical.
And she has a candy cane cutie mark, which means she'd probably be in like a holiday-themed episode where it's maybe another Hearts and Hearths Warming Eve episode.
There you go.
And I think she's just really adorable. I don't know if that's supposed to be like her cutie mark is supposed to be like what we thought Luna's was like with a candy cane, or if that's just supposed to be a butt mark.
Butt mark.
But I also like how she has freckles and shit. And ponies in the show do have freckles, not just Applejack.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually not that many, but this is a different style than show style, so it would be adjusted when going to show style.
Oh yeah, of course. And I just think she's overall adorable. Her eyes are nice too. They're a nice greenish, and I think they'd be very show greenish.
They would be?
Yeah.
Or they are?
Probably.
The only thing I don't know about is if that's an earring, which is a no-go, or a tie.
I think the earrings are so-so.
No, for the show.
Commander, how does it go with your flow?
I hate everyone.
I don't know. I think her earring would probably work. It's incredibly simple, so it's not something the show would be all like, ugh, it's way too complex, get it out of here.
I really like this OC, and I could see her being in the show, like especially if it was like near that Hearthwarming Eve time. However, that cutie mark would definitely need a little bit of changing if it were to be actually in show style. Mostly in the bow. The candy cane, the candy canes are not too complicated, but I feel there's a little bit, and it might just be because of the stylized factor, but the cutie mark, like the bow is just has a little bit too much detail and like shading, and it looks too much like an actual bow. It looks more like an actual bow than the actual bow on the pony.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's not bad, but it would just need a little bit of tweaking.
It's too detailed for a cutie mark.
Just a bit.
Also, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about this, but the white of the candy cane is, I'm fairly certain, the same white of her coat. But it sticks out because of the butt mark thing. But it's so beautiful, but I don't like it, but I like it. But I'm just like, that's genius.
But how
But I
even
don't like it because it goes against my conformity. But it's genius. But I don't like it, but I like it.
What if like she always had the butt marks on the sides, and she just had these random like in the shape of a candy cane, just these random white spots that were her coat color, and then when the cutie mark came in, it like the reds just filled in.
It's actually something else completely. We just perceive it differently.
Oh God.
I like how her mane and tail at least somewhat match.
Same.
Because they both, well, I mean, the closer part to us of the mane, which is her back mane, I guess, doesn't match the tail as well as the other half, the more obscured part that is behind her head right now, sort of. I said behind her head 2 times.
They're both behind her head.
Great. Whatever. Point is, the more of her mane is closer to the tail than the part with the earring of the mane is to the tail. And I like that the majority is close to the tail. But I would change the part with the earring a bit to more match that thing.
Alrighty.
Yes.
This OC is adorable, and I love her, and she's cute, and she's fucking got an adorable cutie mark, and I like it because it kind of reminds me of Christmas. And that's all I really got to say, so we should probably move on.
Yes. We should, indeed, move on to the final person of the show for this week. Let us take a look at what Commander brought to the party.
So this is Sunbloom. Sunbloom actually does have some backstory, so I'm just gonna try to skim over it. So, her occupation is she is a florist, but she has dreams of becoming a professional singer, and, she's pretty, she's, a generally, bubbly, social kind of person, but, understands to, when people need their space, so she's pretty aware of, her surroundings and stuff. She's usually really cheery, despite her, seeming really calm, and, won't offer to be the leader ever, but is, more okay with, the second in command, if I have to take charge, I can take charge, but I don't really want to position, which is kind of how I am some of the time. Anyways, she was born in Manhattan, but moved to San Francisco. Oh!
I love it. It's great.
Killed Momofied on that one.
I fucking love it. I was like, San Francisco? Oh, he said Colt. Yes, I love it. I'm sorry, go on.
Her haunts are coffee shops, the beach, and Sunny Floral's Favorites, which is the name of her store. And her habits are that she just whistles to herself to make herself happy when she's scared or sad. Will sometimes sing without realizing it, and then fixes her hair a lot. Man, that's totally not a thing I do too. So she likes a lot of stuff, so also going with that sort of summer thing like Razzmatazz had, but going a little bit more with stuff. She swimming, and running, and flowers, and OJ, and plays, because she's a bit of a thespian at times.
I love it.
And stuff like that. She also likes cake. And she dislikes rodents, ponies eating flowers, which I find interesting.
Really?
Gossips, and cold weather. And I'm assuming that the reason she dislikes ponies eating flowers is because she has a floral shop, and she just thinks the flowers are probably just super pretty. And she's like, flowers! And then she's like, oh my god, why would you eat flowers? Oh, they're so cute! Now, in terms of show quality, qualities kind of thing, the cutie mark is the one thing that I'm just it's not. It's not too ridiculous, but it is a bit complex for. I know that they're not trying to go for this, so I'm gonna try and look at both perspectives. But it's pretty much a sunflower that the vine wraps around the flower, and the ends are shaped like a double eighth note.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, and I honestly, I kind of see the others as notes that are, stretched and curved, but that's just me. And, for the Cutie Mark story, she, would visit her granny's house all the time, and, whenever she was there, she would like to see, new things. And one time she got to go see a play, of The Sound of Music on, Bridal Way. And that was when she really fell in love with music and plays and stuff, and wanted to make it a career. And so she decided to make her own play when she got the flyer for her school talent show. And so she wrote her own play and all the songs and got a bunch of people to help her with it. And it was apparently super awesome, and everyone, like, cheered her on afterwards, and then she got a cutie mark.
Dope.
Yeah. I think that, like, as opposed to the other characters that were it's like, oh yeah, this would be, like, just like the way we think of background ponies as presented in the show, I feel like this is a character that would just fit well into the show. Like, the show, like, kind of narrative style. And colors. Those colors are beautiful. I like them. You can piss off.
I mean, it just seems... I don't know. It's just not very...
Something seems odd about the yellow, but...
Ecru?
But I'm not exactly sure what. It might be how it interacts with the brown or something like that, but it just feels uneasy. I'm not sure why. I like it, but it seems odd. Her eyes are a good color, though. Orange eyes is the best eyes.
Yeah, they are. Jeez.
I think the eyes blend too much with the cutie mark. Or the accents she has.
Oh man, it's almost like recycling the colors of the cutie mark in the eyes, something we say is usually good.
I know, but I'm just saying that when these colors are so close, I would think that maybe a green might be better.
Yeah. That would also be recycling from the cutie mark.
Well, yeah, but it's not so much because when you think about it, the whole pony is a very monochromatic style. So it's like, okay, you have, the warm brown, you have the light yellow or ecru, you have the orange in the flower, the orange in the cutie mark, and then the orange in the eyes, and the green in the cutie mark, and the vines wrapped around her leg. So maybe, I don't know, I would have to see it or try playing around with it, or maybe the artist already has tried using green. And that's the other thing. Whenever we give these critiques about maybe a different color or a different style, maybe they've already tried that, and we're sort of quote-unquote late to the party on the whole color theme, and they're just like, I already tried that, you dumbass! Why do you think I went with this color? It didn't look as good. Well, then in that case, clearly you already did the work. But as I stand right now, not assuming work that has already been done, I would like to also say how this looks with green, maybe.
And I think you have a valid point. I think that having a green there would help it pop.
You're damn right, I have a valid point.
But
to go against that, I'm actually thinking this pony might be better as completely monochromatic, and I'd say get rid of the green.
Ooh, them fighting words.
Fight.
I don't know. I can see where Smooth is coming from, but I don't
getting rid of the green would make the cutie mark, possible in the show and more logical. Wouldn't require people looking at it for a while, what is that? And then you have to be like, well, it's. And then they'd be like, oh, and some others will still be like, I don't see it.
I actually saw it before I even read about the character.
Yeah, I kind of got that.
I definitely didn't.
To maybe poke at Momofied a little bit, I really like the brown, though, in her mane, and I think that specifically the lighter brown is the one that I really like. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's great.
I'm not a fan of the darker brown.
Yeah, the darker one I'm less of a fan of, but the light one, I'm like, oh my god. I see why they would use the darker one to give it the appearance of having such volume and fluff and other stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know.
Now, what about this character makes you think that they could be part of the show?
Well, I mean, first off, there's nothing out there super ridiculous or anything like that. That's one thing.
I mean,
just
the vines around her feet seem a little bit out of there.
The vines, I'm not too. I'm sort of about those in terms of show style, but I feel that the actual character is something that like fits really well into the universe and like the time space of like what the show is, and I could imagine like just a normal like sort of like slice of life fanfic kind of thing with this character just put right into it, and it like works.
I wish the actual ponies in the show, like background ponies and stuff, had this much information on them.
Yeah, like
official information.
Do you know how cool that would? Well, I mean, that would just destroy everything. But
oh yeah.
I think she's really cute. But I mean, I don't know. This is a good character. I'd maybe tweak around, like maybe check to see how the green would look, or maybe check how it would look without without any green. Just like listening to some of the things you said, but
and maybe the dark brown.
Yeah, and just like do a little bit if you want, just do a little bit of tweaking here and there. But it's not. I mean, this is just still a really solid character as it stands.